Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Is that good?
Yes, thank you very much, Ji. So Malini will start with this chanting our class, and also in the end she will close our class the same traditional way. So who had the question?
Yes, my question is, Satchitananda, when you speak to us, you speak at a third person. You always say Satchitananda as the subject. You never say I. Is there a reason?
Yes, of course there is a reason. What you see as a physical appearance is not me. And we should try also to remind to ourselves, it is a nice opportunity throughout our classes to remind to ourselves what is the truth. So Satchitananda is not this physical appearance. The physical appearance, we will see later in TATTVA BODHA, more explanations, is not who we are or our real self. It's only a physical appearance. So to say Satchitananda did this, or he wants that, or he says that, is a reminder for all the participants of our true nature, our true self. So it is intentionally made in order to remind the truth. Our true nature is the self with capital S, which is awareness, consciousness, impersonal, and which is, of course, beginningless, Anandi, and also of the nature of Sat, Chit, Ananda. So whatever you see as an appearance, as Satchitananda is not Satchitananda, it's only the physical appearance. And this physical appearance also is not the Guru. The Guru is something else. It's not the physical appearance. What is expressing the truth is consciousness itself, interacting with itself, in itself. So Brahman, awareness, consciousness, is what is the real substratum and the real self with capital S. If you would like, I may elaborate more.
If we have time, I would like to, because it's very difficult for me to grasp this concept.
Of course, it's not easy.
It's very, very difficult. I understand.
Yes.
Intellectually, but not really.
Yes, it needs a processing. It needs the process of our path of Advaita Vedanta. It needs all the prerequisites, as we mentioned before: Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. It needs a moral lifestyle, purification of the mind, Citta Suddhi, to have an external guru who can guide, who is who also had the guru himself in a spiritual lineage, an authentic and legitimate guru parampara or sampradaya, and to be ready for this path. It is a procedure which, of course, according to different apparent individuals, takes different apparent time. Somebody hears something, hears Aham Brahmasmi, and can grasp it immediately. I'm awareness, I'm impersonal awareness, Brahma. And somebody else may need, let's say, 1 month, another one may need 1 year, another one may need 20 years, another one may need 1 million lifetimes. So it depends on the preparation of the mind and the purification also of the mind, which is called the Citta Suddhi. And sooner or later, we are able to see the truth, that what we are is not this physical appearance. We will see also later on in Vivekacudamani, our next scripture, also more elaboration about this truth and about this topic. Actually, the entire Sanatana Dharma and in general, and Advaita Vedanta in particular, serves for this single purpose. And the summary of the entire Vedas and the Sanatana Dharma and Advaita Vedanta is to recognize that there is only Brahma, only consciousness awareness, and nothing else. And this is what you are. This is the summary, and this is the central idea. But because exactly it is very, very difficult, we need all these tools and all these procedures and all these practices and all this scriptural study in order to be prepared, if we are not yet, and in order to reach this truth and to be able to grasp. And when we say Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am awareness consciousness, to be our own truth in the heart of our heart. Not only an information that you have received from the scriptural study or from an external guru or from a video in YouTube or a book. Actually, a lot of people, they believe that if they will become good scholars of Advaita Vedanta and Sanatana Dharma, that is enough. But it's not about becoming a scholar. It's not about attracting informations, accumulating info or data. It is about realizing this teaching, making it your own truth, internalizing the teaching. And when that happens, then you don't need the spiritual path. You don't need any teachings, you don't need any practices, you don't need anything at all. You don't need an external guru. You just continue the rest of the life according to prarabdha karma, destiny, and you can maybe share this truth, this teaching, to other apparent human beings for the sake of loka sangraham, purification and upliftment of the humanity. Okay, we need patience because it is a process that have to be done, and this process should be well guided and following exactly all the descriptions and all the prescriptions of the holy path.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Okay, Da. We can't hear you.
Got the video, not the audio. Hello. I wanted to follow along with what we're talking about in reference to the reading. For me, at age 63, what brought me here is that transition to a spiritual pursuit at this time in life, and noticing alongside of that, that scriptural learning is neglected, not just Hindu scripture learning, but the spiritual pursuit of learning is neglected in the society around me. And, you know, my background is in Catholicism, and particularly the mystics, the Catholic mystics. So do I have a question? My question is, as I read chapter 3, I wondered about the shifting from student to material gain to transition in spiritual pursuit. When and why some people don't, I feel like they don't transition into the spiritual pursuit, especially those that might identify as having that dynamic mind and selfishly motivated, even as they get older. I guess my question is, why do some people get really stuck in one of the varnas? And why should I care? I guess that's my question.
Yes, very nice question. Look, all the varnas are useful. In the scriptural study, we can see that most of the rishis who transmitted the Vedas and the Upanishads, they were grihastas, they were family people. They were not sannyasins, monks. Later on, Adi Shankaracharya gave emphasis in taking sannyasa vows. So all these are very useful for the society. If all in the society will become sannyasins, then everybody will not have the proper context in order to survive and in order for the society to flourish. So we have, let's say, the Grihasta family, which can support the sannyasins for them to focus on the scriptural study, and perhaps also to transfer and to propagate the teachings. And then we have also these people who are in the Vanaprastha ashrama, who are also useful because they can be prepared and later on can follow sannyasa. We have also people who are dealing with the security of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine, for example, not to have kshatriyas, not to have protection, security in a country. Then this society cannot flourish. And so on and so forth. So in the Vedic civilization, all this system was working in a very beautiful way. In nowadays, we see that this system doesn't function, and it is not active right now. But what we need to take from these topics is that whether somebody is grihasta or a sannyasin or whatever, the main point is to focus in moksha, in this self-realization process, whether you are a sannyasa or grihasta. The point is that a sannyasa may have more time to dedicate in this process, and the grihasta less. So Satchitananda, for example, is a grihasta, but due to blessings from previous lifetimes, from previous janmas, the wife of Satchitananda is giving the blessing, and also the entire family of the wife giving the blessing for Satchitananda to focus on propagating these teachings. And also the entire family of Satchitananda's wife is supporting financially this work. Another interesting thing is that Satchitananda himself received in Sringeri initiation, Diksha, from His Holiness the Jagat Guru, the successor. And other sannyasis, they may go there and they will never receive this Diksha. So it was a historical event, and this is not, it's not, I don't mention this to create a kind of superiority or a kind of selfishness or pride. It's only for the reason of explaining that whether somebody is a grihasta or sannyasa, or in sannyasa, took sannyasa vows, it's not really always relevant. You may be a sannyasin and you may think all day long how to make love, or how to make money, or how to have worldly desires. And you can be much more materialistic or a worldly person than somebody who is a grihasta, who has a family. So it's also dependent on the previous lifetimes, how much grace you have accumulated, how much preparation you have accumulated from previous practices, sadhana and tapas, spiritual practices, and scriptural study. So everybody is in a different point of spiritual growth, spiritual understanding, and it is irrelevant of whether he is a grihasta or a sannyasi. So Ramana Maharishi, for example, they were asking him all the time, should I abandon my family and the world and go to the forest and to become a sadhu, an ascetic? And Ramana Maharishi used to say that real sannyasa is inside you, not in what you are doing, whether you are in the society or in the forest. So it is mostly the most important is internal sannyasa, it is called in the scriptures and also in Bhagavad Gita. We have this example of Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, who wanted to become a sannyasi and to avoid to fight the battle, in the battle. And actually Krishna said to him that most important is inside to be a sannyasi. And because you are a kshatriya, you should, and also a grihasta, you should focus on your duties and to pursue your duties, your dharma. It is very, very important to remember that it's not about how much you have or how much you do or what you do, but whether you have dispassion, vairagya, detachment. Another example is Ashtavakra Gita, where we see Janaka, a king, to ask to become a sishya, a follower of Ashtavakra, the great sage. And when Ashtavakra was asking him, why you still continue to live as a grihasta, since you want to know the truth and you want to have moksha, self-realization. And we see Janaka said to him that it's only that I allow my prarabdha karma to be unfolded. I don't have any attachment to my wealth as a king, my wives, and my kingdom, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of stories and a lot of examples in the scriptures.
I think you said a word that then resonated, but I have an attachment to what is happening in the world and with some of my friends that are my age. I have this attachment to this, I'll just say, you know, I'm attached and I have these opinions that there's this lack of unfolding of the impersonal awareness, you know, and I'm just use big words like that or a big concept. I'm like, but why? I'm so attached to why is everybody so not willing to be the willingness of God? That's my attachment.
Because it is in accordance with lack of self-knowledge. Self-knowledge will create the environment where you are not attached anymore into the worldly things. Because we have ignorance, we have this darkness of ignorance, lack of self-knowledge, then we believe that we are a physical appearance or a body-mind complex. And then due to this misbelief, there is the attachment in the worldly things and worldly pursuits. Because there is this lack of understanding that all the worldly things, all anatma, are impermanent and they cannot provide at all. Nobody should invest for permanent security, happiness, bliss, and peace. All anatma, all worldly things, everything is impermanent. But as soon as you receive the self-knowledge and you pursue Atma Vichara, self-knowledge, through the scriptural study, through Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, the guidance of a guru, and the safe environment of the Guru Parampara, Sampradaya, then sooner or later you will end up realizing the truth, have self-realization, moksha.
Yeah.
Then you can see that what you really are is Nitya Mukta, already eternally self-realized, Nitya Mukta. But because of the veiling of the thinking process and avidya, lack of self-knowledge, somebody cannot see this truth. Then the external guru acts like the remover of the obstacles which are hiding or veiling self-knowledge. And the guru is the one who can remove all the obstacles. And the guru is the one who was also a sishya. A real guru always was before a sishya, a follower of a legitimate guru in a legitimate holy tradition, Guru Parampara or Sampradaya. So it needs patience, it needs scriptural study, it needs to follow the all the recipe from the Vedas, all the things that they are mentioned in the Vedas, in the scriptures, and sooner or later, the one who is sincere for moksha will manage to have moksha, or rather, better to say, to realize and to recognize that he was already Nitya Mukta, eternally realized already.
I get that willingness that I was talking about, already there. We're just willing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Somebody else? If there is no anybody else with a question, maybe Andrew can continue the reading from the teachings of my guru, Swami Paramarthananda.
I've not got a question as such, but I just wanted to, I had an observation when I was reading, I think, chapter 3. And just similar to what you were talking about just now, is people have no concept of impermanence. And in the example he gives us of a football match, and life is like a football match, and people go through their lives with no goal in mind, like it would be like a football team just passing but never scoring a goal. And I was just thinking about my friends, my workmates, and some very nice people living a nice life, but it's completely futile from one point of view. even though it's a good, I'm not criticizing them at all. They're really nice people, but they have no goal. It's just, it's astonishing from one point of view that they can't grasp that it's going to finish and it's all worthless in the end if there's no goal as well. It's not completely worthless. That's a bit unfair. So it's just an observation.
Yes, it's like we have a ship in the ocean without any destination, and the ship just go around according to the weather and the wind and the waves, never to reach a port or the shore. So that's why in the scriptures we speak about the shoreless ocean of samsara. So more and more janmas will appear, more and more lifetimes will be experienced, and again and again the creation of new karma, because in every lifetime there is the agami karma, the new karma that somebody is creating, and then there is no end. But when we have a jnani, then the lifetimes do not continue anymore, because there is no reason for a jnani to have a new lifetime. But the impermanence is obvious. Whatever somebody is doing, whatever one is accumulating, one day will stay in planet Earth. Nobody will take in the grave or in death all his wealth or anything that is a worldly thing. So everything is losable. Since everything is losable, it is no exit. It is no problem to pursue some worldly things which are necessary for a happy and harmonious life, but always it should be according to the dharmic rules, according to the Dharma Shastram. So if somebody is, for example, a grihasta, it's not bad to pursue some profit for his family. But again, this profit should be legitimate and should be according to the dharmic rules. Some things, for example, are completely criminal. If you try to become somebody that you are not, and you try to create another human being of that you really are, this will create a lot of suffering. Mm-hmm. If you try to become, let's say, a guru, and you charge for the precious teachings money, and you try to create wealth with this demonic way, you will suffer a lot. We have so many fake gurus in Kali Yuga who are selling the teachings and exploiting the teachings non-stop. So when there is a guru should always offer the teachings for free. And all the great masters, all the great gurus, they were always offering the teachings for free.
Yeah.
So when somebody has a family, let's say how, for example, is Satchitananda. Satchitananda is accepting donations, but that is never a prerequisite. If Satchitananda is a grihasta and have twins daughters, and the family needs to survive, that doesn't mean that Satchitananda needs to charge and to exploit the teachings. Satchitananda can just say, please, if you can offer a donation whenever you can, and if you can. That is appropriate according to the scriptures. This is called Guru Dakshina. And Guru Dakshina is something legitimate. But when you are grihasta, for example, and you are charging, and you want to become a guru, that is a demonic activity. Or when you sleep when you make love with your sishyas, with your students, or you are using your role as a guru to have more lovers.
All the
Or, sorry to interrupt you, or you sell, for example, ancient teachings or ancient practices, even which are not yours. We have, for example, recently an example, a fake guru is selling a mudra, a yogic practice, which is in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And he's selling it $500. I mean, that is a demonic activity.
unbelievable.
Yes. We have other fake gurus who are charging for webinars, such as this one. We have other fake gurus who are hanging around with a criminal global elite. We have others who are grihastas, and they want, of course, to make money for living, but sooner or later they become corrupted and they're selling, let's say, not good food which is not good quality for people. We have others who are students and they are stealing in their examinations. It's not bad to pursue your, let's say, your academic career, but with a legitimate way, by studying in an appropriate way. If you are an actor and you want to become a good actor, there is no need to go into unmoral activities in order to become famous, and so on and so forth. So to attract wealth and to live a happy and harmonious life is not bad when it is according to the dharmic rules. To make love with your wife or with your husband, when it is not, of course, in extreme ways or without any control, it is legitimate to make love if you are a family person. It is not a sin. But if to make love, it becomes the center of your life and you become slave of the ego, then of course it is against the dharmic rules. If your entire life you are investing in the desires of the ego and you are just non-stop satisfying your ego, then this will lead to suffering because everything is impermanent. And so on and so forth. We can elaborate and we can speak a lot because this is a very, very big observation. Most of the humans, 99% of humans, they are going astray. They are going to no exit. Again, samsara and samsara and samsara, and suffering and suffering and suffering. One day, they will say, even the ego will be ready to get suicide and say, yes, enough is enough. I want to find out the truth. And then we have a prepared enough through suffering individual, apparent individual, who wants to go to the path for moksha. Sadhana, Chatushtaya, Sampati, the fourfold qualifications for somebody to reach moksha. We will see this later on.
Yeah. When the body starts falling apart, like
Everything is falling apart in samsara.
Yeah, everything's falling apart. Everything just constantly breaking. But I think it was, I was listening to Swamiji the other day and he was talking about how rare it is for people when they're young to have a sincere wish for liberation because their body's fine. Everything's working and it's not a problem. And most people, they wait till their retirement. But now my body's starting to complain more and more. And I think there'll be a point where you just think, okay, enough is enough. And if you've been studying the teachings, maybe that moment will come quicker. Because you know, well, I know that it's got a end, it's like an end date. It's not eternal. And I'm in my, early 50s now, nearly mid 50s, and it's starting to fall apart. And I think there's going to be a strong motivation in a few years.
Yes, all the scriptures are speaking about the old age, sickness, and accidents, and everything which is losable. And whether in a sector, let's say, human sector like career, you may have success. And even you may have success in relationships sector. But sooner or later, one or the other sector will have a problem, whether it is your fame or your career or your family or your health. Sooner or later, something will get wrong. We can see this example in so many, for example, rich people. They may have a lot of money, a lot of wealth, a lot of lovers, but still they are unhappy, and they try to find happiness in substances such as drugs or alcohol, because of the no contentment that they cannot find in the worldly things. So everything which is losable, everything which is impermanent, anatma, cannot give, as I mentioned earlier, cannot give permanent happiness, bliss, peace, and security.
Okay, thank you.
If there is no other question, maybe Andrew can continue the reading a little bit.
Yeah.
To honor these teachings.
And we can do a meditation soon if you like as well.
Mm-hmm.
Shall I continue where I was?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. We're talking about security. Thus, perhaps most of the life, we are busy providing for security. And all these things, whether it is a washing machine, whether it is a what you call security, or whether it is an air conditioner, whatever you call it, they all come under that. The animals also want security, but they instinctively take care of their security. The Lord has provided for them. They have got a special skin. That's why they don't require designer clothes. Winter clothes for your dog, summer clothes, because Bhagavan has given them natural security, but we have got to work for them. Then comes the next one. The next goal of human beings, what is that? Once security is taken care of, now there's no threat for my survival. Enough money there is, Swamiji, not only for eating now, but for a few generations. And I have a reasonably good house, Swamiji. You have got everything. Now what else to do with life? Once Artha is taken care of, then I go towards Kama Purushartha. Kama means all sorts of comforts which you don't require for your security, but which you can enjoy. If they are there. If they are there, I will be more comfortable. Luxury, comforts, or all forms of entertainment. No entertainment is required for my survival, therefore it doesn't come under Artha. All entertainments are separate Purushartha, coming under Kama Purushartha. I want to have a gala time. I want to enjoy myself. Therefore, any form of music, any form of dance, any form of drama, TV, Swamiji. Only Doordarshan channel is there. I want to have cable TV also, and then some other form of connection also. All entertainment industry is so big now. Then once I take care of entertainment with my surroundings, I am bored. I am bored. I would like to go around. Small world tour. Then I want to see this. I want to do that. All of them come under Kama Purushartha. comforts, enjoyment, and entertainment. And animals also want comforts, and they instinctively go after comforts. If there is a lot of sun, the animals naturally go towards the shade. This is instinctive seeking of comfort. But in the case of human beings, because of his superior intellect, he plans and entertains himself. So this comes under Kama Purushartha. This is the second goal of human life. And in many countries, or among most of the human beings, the Artha Purushartha itself takes the whole lifetime. They cannot even pass on to Kama. Daily water is a struggle. That is an Artha, not a Kama. But now water is also a luxury. So tough to get water. So Artha and then graduate to Kama. That's the end of the second goal. If anybody's got anything they want to say?
Okay, a little bit more reading, and then to close for tonight with Malini chanting, because maybe some participants, they have duties, like family duties or working duties. So it's better to keep the 1 hour, as we mentioned earlier.
Is it okay to mention something else myself?
Sure.
Just going on from last week's meditation. I went to, what do you call it? Can't remember. I went up into nature, and I was using the meditation as, or the process that you guided in the meditation. I was trying to do it for hours. Like I was watching thoughts arise, abide, and dissolve, and trying to the best of my ability not to think I, Andrew, am watching the thoughts arise, abide, and dissolve, but I, awareness, I'm watching the thoughts arise, abide, and dissolve. And after some time, my mind was pretty much free of thoughts and became exceptionally peaceful. I mean, it was a joy to walk around in the trees and so on and so forth. But I just thought I'd mention it because it really, 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 really was maybe the most peaceful mind I've ever had. It really worked for me. So I just wanted to share that.
Sure. Daily meditation can be really helpful because we don't want, as I mentioned earlier, to become scholars. We don't want just to attract information, data. We want to realize the teaching. We want to make it our own truth in the heart of our heart, to internalize it, to realize the teaching. So that's why we have in the process of pursuing moksha, we have also nididhyasanam, the Vedantic meditation, where in Vedantic meditation, we do exactly that. We want to internalize what we have received from Sravanam and Mananam. So everything is indispensable. You cannot only read and listen to the teachings. You will become just a scholar to the maximum. You cannot also only meditate because you have to have a context to meditate. Swamiji never gives meditation before he will finish at least some teachings and the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In our tradition, which is Vedantic tradition, we never start from meditation, for example. But of course, meditation is a very, very valuable tool and a must for self-realization moksha. So all the participants should try to contemplate on the teaching every day and do what we call nididhyasana, Vedantic meditation. And one way to start that is the guided meditation that we offered in the previous session, which was, I think, 14 minutes only, not so much. If somebody has more time to dedicate, can try to contemplate more in the teachings.
I can easily, sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, I can also do a longer version of that meditation. If somebody even if they just request me, it will take me 5 minutes. I can just extend the pauses and then create a new video with it.
Yes, that will be very helpful. In our last session, we didn't have a lot of time, so the process was a little bit quick. But the same meditation can be done in the period of 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
More big pauses, like for each question to be at least 3 minutes, 4 minutes, where you do the question and then you try to see the truth and you try to contemplate the truth. But also in our next sessions, we will do more guided meditations, and the participants can have a variety of different way of meditating. Only a reminder that this kind of meditation that you just stay and you just waiting for something exotic to appear, this is not a Vedantic meditation, nididhyasana. So we don't ask who am I and waiting for something magical to appear, like in fake gurus are teaching. We do Atma Vichara as the Holy Scriptures are suggesting. Atma Vichara becomes really valuable when you do it with scriptural study, Sravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasana, and also focusing on the all the prescriptions of the scriptures and following all the ways that are a suggestion from the holy lineage. So yes, it is very, very important not to stay on the level of attracting informations, accumulating data. But every day, everybody should try to meditate as often as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so for let's close for tonight. If Malini would like to help us to close with chanting.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
So thank you very much. And let's see each other in our next meeting. Namaskar.